Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video we're going to talk about how to become a minimalist and the first steps you need to take to become one. So I have been engaged in this book called The Minimalist Way, Minimalist Strategies to Declutter Your Life and Make Room for Joy. I'm loving it a lot and I think it's great. So pretty much everything that I'm going to talk about right now is from this book and a few other things that I've got. But before we get into it, please like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell down below. Make sure you hit that all button because apparently, you have to hit that. Let's get right into it. So this is going to be, I'm going to give you a few things that you need to do before you become a minimalist, just so it actually sticks and you go through with it. I know there's a bunch of videos out there about how to become a minimalist and what to do, how to do it, what should you get rid of. I mean, I do videos like that. So this one's just like the beginning, first things you should do. So everything on minimalism is not just getting rid of stuff. It's actually making room for the things that bring you joy in your life. Minimalism is not just throwing things away. It's actually based on values and what you value in life and making room for that. So it is like the first chapter in this book is all about values and to figure out what your values are. Now I know, I feel like in this book there's always that one thing missing, and it is that Christian perspective. I believe that we should base our life on the Bible and the certain values that it tells us that we should have in it. So, but I still went through it, and this is what it told me. Values are what's very important in this. You choose your first 3 top values, like your core values, whatever they are, and they give a big list of whichever ones you want. Like first you choose which values you like, and I chose a bunch because there's so many things that I value and some things that not so much. The top 3 of mine was faith, which I feel like faith encompasses so much, like love, compassion, and so much. So I didn't choose those other ones for my top 3. I feel like faith is just massive in itself. Faith. The second one is creativity for me. I feel like that's obvious. I am very creative. I need to get I need a creative outlet, so that's why I do like YouTube and Instagram and everything that I do online. That's my creative outlet. Now also the third one I chose was adventure, because I just noticed that I had that need of adventure to just do different things, new things. Even though I'm freaking out, I do need adventure. So those are my top 3 core values that I have. Now they ask you to choose your 3, whatever they are. It does not matter that much. It's what you value, and usually you choose these with trying to figure out what you would like if you think of a decision and what you would choose based on what you choose instead of that. Like I would choose travel over comfort. I would choose adventure over comfort more than likely. So that's why you choose adventure. So you want to write those 3 things down. Now here are some ideas that come in the book and some other ones. Like authenticity is is one. Authenticity, love, faith, flexibility, knowledge, leadership. There's so many that you can literally Google some and see what comes up, and you figure out on yourself what is your core values pretty much. And with these 3 core values, it's like the base for your life. You figure out what it is. You figure out pretty much, it's like a house. You build it on top of that. You build your life on top of those values. So faith is obviously faith, creativity, and adventure. That's how I'm going to build my life. Now, with those 3 in mind, now you make a tree of your life and figure out what values you want in each one. Now there's 6. I think I made 6. 6. They gave 5, but I got 6 because there was one that I feel like needed to be separated. So I separated them. And you figure out your 3 values for each one. So home, family, relationships. Home, family, career, community and relationships, health and spirituality. Those are your 6. And for each one, you choose 3 values you want for each one. Now mine were very different. Not all 3 of my core values are on the 3 for these 6. I had very different things for each one. And in that little tree of your life, you choose these 6. You choose those values for each of those parts of your life. And then you grow out of that. Now you got to think, how do you stick these values to yours? Like, okay, if I showed you guys, I wrote it in the book because it's a lot easier. Here, actually, I'll just show you hers. See, look, it's a little tree, and each one has 3 values. Whatever you want. It's not, I didn't choose exactly like hers, though I did copy some, I noticed. Like home, I put warmth, I put security, or did I put security? No, that was not one. I put simplicity, stability, and warmth. For career, which was fun to do, I love the career idea. Authenticity, creativity, and fun. Those are the 3 things that I want for my career. So if ever you're basing a decision for one of these areas in your life, you go back to your values and you're like, okay, what makes sense with my values, what goes against it and what doesn't go against it, and you choose. It's pretty much a way to make your life actually simpler. If you know what your values are and literally know them and like focus on them, it's a lot easier to decide. It's shocking, really. I love this book, I really do. I've always had it, like the faith thing. I always had my faith, like, yes, you make your decisions based on what God tells you and what he tells you. Yeah, what he tells you in his word, right? But I don't know, I guess it came a little bit more home to me with reading this book. So I'm completely loving it right now. Okay, so how to make these values stick to your life. She gives a few tips, I give some of my own. Well, first one is place or document them wherever you document your life. So on my vision board, I would probably write those 3 core values somewhere. Have not done it, I will probably do it, but I need to write those somewhere so I'm reminded what these values are. Another thing would also be writing them daily. So if you do, even though we should all incorporate some form of journaling, every time you write, you probably write those first, your core values. You don't have to write all the 3 for each part of your life, but you know, at least the first 3. Just keep those in your life, remember them, because I mean, we're very forgetful. I am like a little goldfish. I cannot remember things to save my life, so I need to write things down. So writing your core values is a good way to do it. Another one, which I feel like goes with every goal and idea, is you tell someone else. You have an accountability partner to help you with this. And it should be like, if you find a friend who you guys both get into it, then you can also, you know, keep yourselves accountable if they ask you a question or if they ask you for advice and you're like, look at your values. You just help each other out, you know? And I think that would be really cool. As a Christian, I have been technically doing this. Like I said, I have been technically doing this. It's just more in focus now, I feel. That's why I love reading. Everything becomes a little bit more in focus. My life is based on all the ideas and truths about the Bible that are in the Bible, I should say. My life is based on all that stuff. I just added creativity and adventure into them. But above all, I do uphold my faith. So if any of those 3 come against each other, faith would obviously win above all of them, because faith is my life. It is who I am saved. I am not my own now. I belong to someone else, Jesus Christ, and that is it pretty much. So all my life is based on faith, and everything else just kind of follows along. I know it sounds weird if you're not Christian and you have no idea, but it is the truth. So that is pretty much the simple ways to become a minimalist. Is figure out your values, and then you base your life on those values, and then you start like getting rid of the things that are not based on those values. So if you own, it starts going like the book is awesome. Slowly it talks you through the things that you want in your life, and yes, it goes through your house and say like, what did you want for your house? does this bring in those values for the house? If no, get rid of it. So, you know, it's really cool. I love minimalism, and I hope to keep growing in the knowledge of that and the idea. Pretty much the end goal is just to know where you're headed and make sure you have an idea of where you want to go and how you want to be and what kind of life you want to live. I really hope this was helpful. I kind of feel like I was all over the place at some points, but I hope it was helpful. But if it was, please like it, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and I will see you all in next week, or not next week, in the next video. Bye guys.